Oh, the holiday season. That magical time of year from Thanksgiving through New Year's. Friends, family, beautiful decorations, amazing food, fancy gifts, and stress. Because that food isn't cooking itself. And those decorations have not yet learned how to put themselves up. And all those gifts won't buy themselves. And even all those friends and family members, while we may love them, can come with their own trials. Sometimes the stress of the holidays is so great that holiday joy can turn into holiday dread. The stress of the holidays is real. No, everybody is not handling it better than you, no matter how much they may look like they are. In this holiday season, may we let go of the stress and actually enjoy this time of year. May we remember that the only one who will know that that third pie didn't get made is you, and dessert will be just fine without it. May we remember that the cookies will still taste delicious, even if they don't look exactly like the ones on Pinterest. May we remember that our decorations will still make the holiday beautiful and festive, even if they aren't as flashy as the neighbors. May we remember that gifts from the heart are always the most meaningful, even if they aren't the most expensive or state-of-the-art. May we remember to have patience when family and friends bring personality traits or viewpoints that we could do without, and remember to love them anyway. May we remember to give ourselves the gift of frequent breaks throughout this season, and remember that our less stressed out selves are a gift to our friends and family as well. May we remember to ask for help when we need it, be okay with giving up control of every detail, and remember that it is okay to say no. May we remember that there will be something we will forget to do, a gift we will forget to buy, a recipe we will forget to make, a party or play that we will forget to go to, but the world will still turn, and those who truly love us will give us the gifts of compassion and forgiveness. May we remember to give those same gifts to others when they forget things because they are stressed out too. And may we resist the desire for perfection this holiday season, and instead strive to make it truly joyful and meaningful for everyone we love, including ourselves.
So when we were putting together this service, where those of us from the Sunday services team stepped up to volunteer for different roles, I was the last one to respond on the email. And so Nick told me that I would be doing the Wonderbox. So I would like to invite you all, because this is the season where we are all young at heart, whether we are excited about the holidays or whether our traumatized inner child is huddling in a corner because it's the holidays. And so today's Wonderbox is a little bit different, which is good. So I'm not standing up here reading you all a story. Today's Wonderbox is actually a video. And when we had this, we said the holidays again. Yay! You know, it was just, what's that one where we dress up? Halloween. It was just Halloween. And then we had Thanksgiving, and now rolling right around the corner are all the December holidays. Also, many of you might be feeling, ooh, the holidays again. Wasn't it just 2022? And now here we are. Christmas 2023 is rolling up on us again. So we are going to offer you some entertainment, not by us, but by Straight No Chaser. So if you would turn your attention to the video up here.
shopping, Christmas time is here. The sleigh bells and the rainbows dear. Songs and songs we love to hear, all played 1,000 times each year. Heard this same song 20 times, and it's only harder going to the Christmas time is here. Christmas songs you love to hear, songs and table joy cheer, but mostly shopping, shopping, shopping. Christmas season starting sooner every year. It's October, songs with plastic Christmas trees. Ransack the mall, shop until you lose your mind. Spike the eggnog, sit back in my tree of constant Christmas tables, fancy crunches, trusty best time. All you need is a tree, something like $2,000. Something up and take the snow. Run to your closet, find your Christmas tree. Carols all the way. La 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 la. Hey, all the way to California. It's the Christmas neck and Halloween to Christmas Day. It's the most wonderful time of year. We're running mad with Christmas cheer. Hey, what's troubling you, my friend? It's not fair if you're Jewish. Not fair if you're Jewish. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Hey, he's riding baby's laws. Here comes Santa Claus, Santa Claus. Oh man, come on. Hey, to Santa, to the Chinese food. Something like $2,000 Hey, run to your pocket, buy your Christmas sweater, screaming carols on the France to all the way to Indiana. It's a Christmas cake and a feature. Wait for it, and you share this holiday. Happy Hanukkah to you. Happy Hanukkah to you. Happy Hanukkah to you. A Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, and also Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa to you.
You can look that up on YouTube. It's Straight No Chaser, and I think it's called the Christmas Can. Is that right? So please join me in singing our two little children off to their classes.
So, growing up Jewish, I developed a love-hate relationship with Christmas. I love the beautiful decorations, the warm wishes, the good cheer that is in the air at this time of year. I also love Christmas carols, and not the pop ones they play on the radio. No, this Jewish girl likes all the traditional religious Christmas hymns. While I feel part of it, I also feel like I'm on the outside looking in. It's part of my culture, but it's not a holiday that I really observe. It's a weird dichotomy and particularly hard to grasp when you're a kid. Growing up, I got most of the lead up, but not really the actual holiday. My parents didn't want their precious only child to feel left out, so they got a little tabletop Christmas tree that we decorated, made cookies for Santa, and gave me gifts on Christmas morning. I also have fond memories of my dad and I going to all the big holiday displays downtown every year, seeing Santa's workshop and all the rest. But still, we did all of this alone. There were no big family gatherings like everyone else had. As an adult, I married into a Christian family, so now I do go to big family gatherings, and I'm not gonna lie, I really do love those celebrations. It's nice just to feel normal on Christmas, to do what most of the rest of the country is doing. But still, even now, it's not really my holiday. People will say that Christmas is just about loving everyone, that it's universal. I think that is true to a degree, but there is still plenty of religion in this holiday, as there should be. It's a Christian holiday, and I live in a Christian majority country, and I'm happy that people have a reason to celebrate. It's just a reminder that I am not the majority in the country I have lived in for my entire life. And that's okay. There are plenty of people in this country who are not in the majority in one way or another. I think that this experience of being on the outside brings with it a useful perspective. It makes me realize the things that do make me part of the majority that I take for granted, and how I need to be more sensitive to others who are in the minority in any given situation. It also makes me less fearful of going against other cultural norms. I already know what it feels like to not fit in, so I think I'm less worried about being countercultural than I might be otherwise. And yes, we Jews have Hanukkah, but it is most definitely not the same. Comparatively speaking, it's actually a very minor Jewish holiday. It has only risen in significance recently because of its proximity to Christmas. This is, for many, the most wonderful time of year, but for some, it is the most alienating. It highlights the contrast between those who are Christian or grew up in Christian families and the rest of us. While it's reasonably easy to forget and blend into the majority the rest of the year, the Christmas season is full of constant reminders that we are in a minority. It also makes anyone who does not have family and friends to celebrate with feel even more alone than they do every other day of the year. Holidays, like most things in life, are complicated. Christmas presents challenges for non-Christians, but also often for Christians who grew up more religious than they are now. Many Native Americans and their allies have a complicated relationship with the history of Thanksgiving as well. The true solemn intent of Memorial Day is often forgotten, and the day is instead dominated by barbecues and sales. July 4th can bring up complex feelings about the history and current state of our country. As we look through the calendar, few holidays are as uncomplicated as we would like them to be. Holding multiple complex truths is part of being human. We should take the time to acknowledge our feelings about these holidays that we might keep to ourselves, and remember that we are most likely not alone, and that our friends and families probably harbor their own issues when it comes to this time of year. Let's be joyful, but also truthful about our feelings. This year, may we find a deep and sincere contentment by being honest with ourselves and our loved ones at this season. We call this season the most wonderful time of the year. This seems a bit odd when you look out the window and think about it objectively. One might think that the most wonderful time of the year would be the warm, green, sunny days of summer, or the spring with its harvest and bounty. How has it come to be that the coldest, darkest time of the year is looked forward to with great anticipation and widely considered the best? Because it is a great triumph of the human spirit. Humans in many times, places, cultures, and religions found in this dark, cold season the opportunity to spread their own light. The many celebrations at this time of year are a testament to the creativity, innovation, and positivity of human beings. In the summer, the natural world shines its brightest, but in the winter, when we are bereft of warmth from nature, we shine our brightest. We create the warmth. We create the light. We create the cheer and happiness from nothing, because that is what humans do. We make the best of it. And sometimes we even make the worst into the best. Perhaps that is the great lesson of this season. Even in the darkest of times, we have in us the potential to shine.
Don't you love it when you give someone just the perfect gift? Ideally for me, it's something I made, but that's not required. But it's something that delights and surprises them. This really thrills me. So every Christmas, I try to do this for all my extended family members. When I succeed, it's like hitting a great golf shot. It feels so good and reinforces all the efforts to keep trying. But the stress I put on myself is way too much. Like a good golf shot for me, it really is rare. Yet every year I try again. And as time gets shorter, the pressure increases. And if I can't come up with a perfect gift, well, I'll make up with quantity. This is insane, as I also have to keep everything fair among everyone by way of the number of gifts and the value of the gifts. Every year I try to stop this saga, but I don't yet know what to replace it with, how to show them I really care. And it's so, so good when it works.
This is a reading by Howard Thurman. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings our princes are home, when the shepherds are back with their flocks, the work of Christmas begins to find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace among the people, to make music in the heart.
Embracing the holidays, bracing myself for the holidays. Well, which is it? How do I feel about the holidays? Do I embrace them? Do I brace myself for them? Like much of life, it is not either or. It is both and. Yes, I enjoy the holidays, and yes, I get tired and frustrated and want to dismiss all the hoopla and just have a silent night. At our house, tradition is very, very important. There is comfort in that, but just this once, might we have something different? Maybe salmon for Christmas dinner. And do we really need 3 kinds of pie? And I cannot stand to wrap even one more gift. During our big wrap, our living room looks like an explosion in a gift wrapping factory. About the time that I think that we are only focused on ourselves, and I can hardly wait until January, other things happen. Mark brings me a copy of The Work of Christmas by Howard Thurman, that Cynthia just read, and says, I really like this poem. Let's include it with our Christmas card letter. And we do. Or my daughter gifts me with a donation to support the children's home in Catali. Or our 2-year-old granddaughter sweetly smiles and confides, Grandpa looks like Santa. And my heart just melts each time I breathe and I think, yeah, balance. And I know that I am blessed. May we all, each and every one of us, have a blessed and balanced holiday season.
I'm a mom of two, and a few weeks ago, I had a hard conversation with my oldest. This year, he found out. I tried to keep the lid shut on the box of his childhood, but his limbs kept growing and he no longer fits inside. I want the world to be a place of magic, of safety, a place where sugar plums dance and joy appears with a touch to the nose and a twinkle in the eye. I want to hold the curtain shut for a while, believing together in happy endings and miracles, and proving the impossible by watching a pixelated sleigh arch across the continents in real time, thanks to satellite imaging from NOAA. But his head has risen above the clouds. At 4'10", as tall as Jen, he sees more than I want him to. He knows that families break apart and kids hide from active shooters, and we all have an expiration date. The world turns and the rosy glint becomes darker. No matter how many packages I try to hide in the closet, the attic, the crawl space, he will eventually find them all. If we could just hold on to this one hope, believe in the unbelievable, the cornerstone of a magical childhood, he could stay tucked into bliss, and the visions dancing in his head would remain sweet, not stripped and scared. Lie to me, he pleaded. Why didn't you just lie to me? Oh, baby, I wish I could. Roll out the red carpet trimmed in white fur to cushion your journey out of adolescence and into this dark, this terrible, this beautiful, this miraculous world.
I'm sure you've noticed the theme. Tradition and nostalgia versus change. It's all good. If any of you are bracing for the winter holiday season instead of embracing it with eagerness, you are not alone. In my experience, striving to recreate the scene from a favorite holiday memory is usually impossible and makes one wonder if it is all worth pursuing. I want what I remember, but the clock keeps ticking and changes chug relentlessly on. Assuming you had a stable and pleasant childhood, and I know that's not the case for everyone, I think you and I cling to fond memories of the ways our families celebrated the season, like finding and decorating the tree, preparing for Santa's arrival, going to dinner at Grandma's house, playing and laughing with cousins. The list is much longer than this, of course. But then you and I grew older and learned that Santa was a myth, that gifts cost money and it is hard work to wrap them, and that families do not stay the same. Over the passing decades, I tried to maintain some of those holiday traditions. Yes, everything was changing, but there was still a desire to preserve the spirit of the season. And it wasn't just about me. I always had a husband and our families to consider. Each clung to a particular food, stocking tradition, or treasured tree ornament that had to be used again. Husbands and their families provided the love, the reason to keep on repeating those holiday traditions. Now that I'm living alone, should every holiday enjoyment be wiped out? No. Memories of love help me keep a few old traditions and drop others. I can still sing along with the Christmas music on the radio. I can gather with friends here in town. I can enjoy memories of past Christmas trees without unboxing a single ornament. I can light scented candles. I can assemble that 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle that I've been saving. In other words, change does not have to be a negative experience. As my title says, tradition and nostalgia versus change. It's all good.